What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from Nation TV here on YouTube, the one place in the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. If this is your first time seeing me, I've been on YouTube since 2005, and my name, Nation TV, and Bad Girls Club are synonymous with each other. Okay, I'm one of the OG reviewers, baby. And if you don't know, now you know. What you need to do is like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe, because all three things are free to do. The more you like, the more you comment, and the more you subscribe, the more videos will pop up on your thing. And hit that bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post, because I'm going to cover baddies all year long, because I'm sure they're going to stretch this shit out to the new year. Listen, I'm going to give you a recap on what's been going down so far on Bad Girls, and then we're going to talk about or baddies. Then we're going to talk about Natalie and Diamond. So recap day one. Bree was not jumped. Okay. She did a one-up, a head-up with Low, and then, Kat pulled the wig off and hit her one. And then Persuasion jumped in and was like, no, we're not doing that. Mariah and Summer fought. Biggie and Smiley fought. Tinker and Cold Killer fought. Anna snuck Smiley. Tasika and Chris Sean pressed Summer about talking about their family situation, and apparently, Summer apologized. And what else happened? And OG Bad Girls are not there anymore. Okay, they went on a little stint, little 24-hour stint, right? But they got to do their confessionals. And some of them might do pop-ins and pop-outs. As the baddies travel through the USA, you might get a pop-in from somebody, you might get a pop-in from somebody else, okay? And the whole thing was that they weren't brought there to fight. Okay, so they were only brought as an apparent situation, and that's why they didn't get paid guabs and guabs of money. Okay, so yeah, they were only gonna be there, or only told that they were gonna be there for, hey, baddies, OGs, whatever, and they weren't supposed to fight. So a lot of them did not fight, as you just heard. Only Low and Bree fought, and Low fought because of Natalie. Right? Yeah, that's how it went. Now you can either confirm or deny, or allegedly. I'll say allegedly, whatever. But that's the T. There's some other shit, but anyways, I want to talk about Natalie and Diamond and that whole dynamic, right? I feel like Natalie is on one. Okay, Natalie is on one because she got snuck on her season, and from the clips that we saw, Natalie did her big one at reunion, right? And she did her big one with Diamond. Diamond has been, punking Natalie for the most part. Last couple of seasons, Diamond slapped her on reunion, and then Diamond snuck her on Baddies Africa, and so. There's only but so much that Natalie should allow for herself to go through without retaliating. And so she retaliates on this reunion. Hopefully we get the episode this Sunday coming up. Hold on real quick, because my mind seems to go on a tangent, so y'all got to follow me. Baddies Africa is trash if there's only 2 parts to a reunion. That's it. If there's only 2 parts, because usually if it's a thick, heavy season, we get 3 parts. I feel like it's only going to be a 2-part reunion, so you already know this situation is trash. Anyways, moving on along. So Natalie does her big one, and she knows that when the episode drops, she's gonna be, looked at more highly, right? Because she did her big one. And so Natalie is on one, and she ready for Diamond to come back. Now, here's the thing. I think she's ready for Diamond to come back because I feel like she thinks that she proved herself on a reunion. I think she's ready for Diamond to come back because she feels like after fighting her, maybe she ain't got to be, punked by her anymore. And I also feel like Natalie, wants Diamond to come back so she can get embarrassed again, right? And what do I mean by embarrassed again? I don't think Diamond is really going to feel the backlash of the fight from fighting Natalie on a reunion. That's just my opinion. I think Diamond's way too loved, and Diamond had her tooth knocked out by Taseki. So everybody knows Diamond is a troll, and everybody loves Diamond. They don't care. We feel like Diamond is a real chick, and she gives the entertainment, she brings it. So her potentially losing the fight to Natalie at the reunion, we don't really care about that, right? But I think Diamond's not only is Diamond obviously busy and she's working, and I love this for her. She's at she's getting booked everywhere, shooting music videos, giving features, got a record deal. Fans are falling out for her and so embarrassed and shy to talk to her. I love Diamond's trajectory, right? If I'm Diamond, I'm looking at this like, man, I don't need baddies anymore. Like, I really don't. And if I go to baddies, what would be the point? Just to fight this girl again and possibly get jumped? Because now, let me tell you what's really going to happen in my mind, I think. And maybe Diamond is thinking this way too. I don't know. I haven't reached out to her to get, yes or no, because she's busy, so I'm letting her work. But I feel like Diamond is like, now that happened, and Natalie made a huge stink about girls not having her back. Now we're on Baddies USA. I think anybody that tries Natalie, I feel like girls are gonna have her back now. And you could talk about the Tavies, you could talk about the Dollies, you could talk about the Lexus. We'll see. We will see. But I feel like girls are gonna make it a point to have Natalie's back. And Diamond don't, in my mind, if I was her, I wouldn't want to deal with that. I wouldn't want to be around that. I wouldn't want to feel like any given moment I'm going to get snuck. I wouldn't want to feel like another Choco is coming on the scene or another Latina is coming on the scene or, Tavy going to have something to say now. I wouldn't want to deal with that. And, I'm not on the season with Ivory and or Pretty P. I wouldn't want to deal with that. I just wouldn't want to deal with that. Even though I believe that Diamond is cool with Anna and Tasiki, I still won't want to deal with that. And then to deal with Biggie ass, like, I would rather perform, do my sold out shows, get booked, have my fans continue to see me doing my music and doing what I love to do versus going on Baddies USA and potentially be embarrassed and or jumped because everybody is a Chinian, quote unquote. I don't think anything's wrong with that. Natalie says, last thing, someone check on DTB. She signed her deal to be on Baddies USA, but won't call production back. That ass whooping really got her acting right now. Bet it won't be no more. F Natalie none. Bet her mouth shut now. Period. Hope your all is well, baby girl. Ooh, who they want? Natalie. Okay, no. The Diamond said, no need to check on me. I'm just doing what I want. DC Young Fly comedy show was hilarious, and it's still F Natalie. I love Diamond. Diamond's the truth. Diamond's so dope. In my interview with Diamond, like you guys fail to realize that even though I have a lot of these girls' numbers, we communicate, I've done interviews with these girls. And I'm not even going to say even though, because I have all these girls' numbers, I've done interviews with these girls. I get to see these girls from a real perspective, a real lens. A lot of the stuff that happens on camera with a lot of girls is for play. But everyone that I've interviewed has gone through some real shit on and off camera. And I connect with these girls. And then when I interview them and we turn off the camera, I find out way more information, which makes me connect with them way more, like in real life. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not a thing for me to like keep it real and be honest on how I feel, because everything that I say, I am keeping it real and how I feel about it. But I also know the behind the scenes stuff that goes down. So when I give my opinion, y'all may think that I'm biased or whatever, or that I'm not giving enough tea. But, and this is not something that I was told. But if someone tells me that they had an abortion right before, filming Baddies, why would I share that? You know what I'm saying? And no one told me that before y'all. I'm just giving you an example. Why would I share that? And then why would I not have some sort of care and concern for them even while we're viewing the show? Because I know what they're going through while they're on that season. Does that make sense? Like, I need y'all to, I'm talking to the adults, not the kids. I'm talking to the adults. So hopefully that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Am I Team Diamond or am I Team Natalie? Honestly, I'm team both. The reason why I say that, I'm going to start with Natalie first. The reason why I say that is, let's be clear, okay? If it was not for Natalie, we would not have had 7 seasons of Baddies. Okay? If it wasn't for Natalie, we wouldn't have seen Jayla again in any capacity, maybe. At least on television, maybe. All the bad girl people that came through, we probably would have never seen them again for a while. You know what I'm saying? Because, at the Bad Girls Club, when did these girls pop on TV ever again? Besides Tanisha doing her extra stuff. And if somebody has popped on the screen, I don't really know about it. So if you want to correct me in the comments, correct me in the comments. But it's because of Natalie that this fandom has been created, right? It's because of Natalie that, people like Tavy, people like Ivory get a second chance and a different glow up. People like Pretty P have been discovered. People like Razor, you know what I'm saying? Like we would have never saw an LCK on screen. So it's like, you have to respect that and you have to acknowledge that because of her, there's a lot going on right now with these women, right? Also, from a respect perspective, the business in her is crazy, okay? She's been in the scene for so long. And like, even though I feel bad for Brie not having the capital or the wherewithal to capitalize and trademark something, Natalie does and did. To have a $10 million distribution deal with an alcohol company, Natalie is doing the thing. Like I see baddie emblems and stuff all over the place. She would not be able to do all this if she didn't own it. So, or maybe she has potential partnerships in all of these deals. I don't know. But there's a respect level that I can go there with Natalie, right? And, some of these girls that I've done interviews with have told me personal things about their relationships with Natalie, where Natalie has helped them out and did this and did that and did this and did that, right? Where Natalie's flaw is, though, is that she doesn't know, in my opinion, she doesn't know when friendship trumps business. And the way that it pours out of her and her interactions that we see with these people, it's like, damn, like, can you really call her a friend? Like, God, like what? Like, what's going on? Like, why would she do that? Why would she say that? Why would she put her friend in this particular situation? I feel like Natalie has the ability, or should feel like she could be friends with these women and still have it be a business. I think that can be easily done. She has so much money and so much power, she could do that. But I feel like the business has trumped over her friendship's mind, and it's just money, 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 money. Business, 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 business. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. Like for me, like like one example of her not being a friend when she could have easily been a friend and still kept a business was between her and Jayla. How she was laughing at Jayla and the whole Lex situation with Rolly. Like that was just corny to me. That made no sense to me. Right. But I felt like, oh, we're on a show. This is what I'm supposed to do. I felt like that was her MO. Like the reason for her doing it. We're on a show. We're on a show. We're on a show. Like, I don't know. I feel like Natalie can easily still be these girls, cool peoples with these girls and still run a business. But she conflates the two and she's more business, business, business than friends, friends, friends. And I don't like that aspect of her, because I feel like she can do both. Diamond, I feel like I'm Team Diamond because she knew what she was coming to do. She had a mission. She did what she needed to do with Tinker to get on the show. She said that that's why she did that, so she can get on the show. She got on the show and she made a business out of it. She capitalized for as much as she could. She trolled Tasiki. She trolled Natalie. She did what she needed to do to get to where she is now. And she's been MVP the last 2 seasons. People love her. People freak out because of her. They're shy to hug her. They're shy to touch her. I think Diamond is one of the realest that came out of the Baddies brand. Not Bad Girls Club going into Baddies, but that came out of the Baddies brand. And I'm happy that she's successful and she's doing what she loves to do. I'm not a fan of the sneaking stuff. I'm not a fan. But she said in Baddies, you just got to keep your head on a swivel and that be that. Okay, cool. That's how she rolled. That's how she rolled. And she also said that she's not going to sit there and watch her friend get beat up. So it is what it is. If she jumping in, she jumping in. So if that's her MO, that's her MO. I get it. I understand it. Right. So I feel like both have positives and both have flaws, and I can be team both. And it's not even a one over the other, because if it wasn't for Diamond, if it wasn't for Natalie, I wouldn't know a Diamond in my mind. I never watched Not Us TV, never cared about it, and will never watch Not Us TV, and will never care about it. But that's just a me thing. Maybe y'all already knew who Diamond was, but for me, I didn't know who Diamond was. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I just wish, honestly, I don't want Diamond to go back on Baddies. I don't. I don't think she needs to. I think she did what she needed to do. I think without her, the roster is fine. And I would say that she should not. Diamond, don't go back on Baddies. You're good. You're good. But if she does, I hope she does her big one. I hope she doesn't allow anyone to punk her. And I hope she doesn't get jumped or, ran down on. Leave your comments below. I'm curious to see what y'all. I'm curious to see what y'all think. Should Diamond go back on Baddies? I'm gonna put a poll in the community, so vote on the community poll. All right, love y'all. Stay commenting, stay liking, and stay sharing, and stay subscribed, and click that notification bell. Deuces.